Ladies and gentlemen, the software engineering, I am meaning you looking at me and listening at this episode or this video right now. You are once again welcome at Genius Villagers. We are a village of genius people and we learn from fellow genius people. So a genius plus genius is equal to finish it up. The Genius Villagers. Now we're going into program to the next project that is about more functions and more loops, nested loops to be created, right? Okay, so now here are the instructions or the requirements. We're allowed to use VI, Vim, Emacs, of course, as usual. We're supposed to use Ubuntu 20, and then we're to have these instructions here. All your lines, your file should end with a new line. Then a readme file at the root of your project, that's mandatory. Betty is going to groom us into greater software engineers. So we are not allowed to use global variables, meaning we are going to use a main.h. So we're going to create a header or a function that is explicit or separate from the files that we're going to create, but we shall be calling it in. No more than five. Okay, these are no more than 5 functions per line. Okay, you are not allowed to use a standard library. Any use of functions like print, if, puts, which is for printing a lot of stuff at a go, is forbidden. So we're just going to use put character, which is printing one at a go. So that's it. That's what we're going for. So we are not okay. It's assumed that we already have a repository. So we're saying that we don't need to put car to the repo. Already they have their own that they will refer to. So we're supposed to create a main.c files as an example. That's a thing, but mainly what we're going to be more interested in is to create a main.h file. Okay, do not forget to push your header file, that's to your GitHub repository. And the other thing you're not supposed to forget is, remember, you're supposed to make your files executable. That's important. Yeah, so let's start with project 1 here. It's saying that write a function that checks for uppercase characters. It is going to check for uppercase characters. So meaning we are assuming that we have small lowercase characters and uppercase characters. So this is going to focus on checking. So it says that return 1 if C is uppercase, return 0 otherwise. That's it. The most interesting part is usually we should start with a main.h file, then create it. After that, we can now continue. So let's go to the terminal. We are not going to use a GitHub, so I'm not going to use my GitHub. So what I'm going to do is just create this this directory here. Because I'm not accessing everything to my GitHub, so we're just doing this as an example here. So we try to share the knowledge about this, and we leave nobody behind. From you I learn, from me you learn. After all, to make a world a better place, we need to be interconnected as the roots of a tree to be able to bring out the best fruits for the consumers. So let's cd now into this file here. So we are inside this file, right? Perfect. So the first thing we need to do is to create a main.hi file. I'm using vi quickly to do that. So inside it, like from the previous video, we are going to create if and df, and then we call main underscore h, and then hash define. What are we defining? Okay, define, what we are defining is main h. Okay, so perfect. So now this is being created. Now we can end it. We can end the if statement that has been created. It's an interesting thing to do. I will just say that the file that I'm creating is a main file, main.h file. Simple. Then I'll say the author, that's me. Author will be Genius Villagers, right? That's the YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so that you can, like most people say, hit the bell, and so that you do not miss the upcoming videos. Okay, so I can say here this header contains prototype, the prototype, okay, the prototypes for all functions. This contains prototype for all functions used in the project that is 0x. Okay, so that's our comment. So now what we can start with here is, like, let's say the first one is going to be put underscore character, put underscore character. That's going to take in a character of C. That's the first one, for example, right? Okay, so now let's save this file. Now this file is saved. Clear this out. The main.h file is created. Now let's go to the question. The question is asking us to create, to write a program that, write a function that checks for uppercase characters. It's just a very simple program to write. So that's what we're going to write here. Okay. Okay, Lo. Okay, so the question here is here. It's telling us to write that, right? Okay, so what do? Let's open VI, paste in the name, open it, insert. What are we calling? We're calling the main.h. Okay, main.h as our header, because it's carrying our prototype inside it. So here, as usual, what we need to create is the commentary. So the commentary here, what we am interested in is to write underscore upper. Yeah. So underscore. So yeah, this is what we're checking for. So since we're checking for that, so that's the description that we need to include in here. So for example, like checks for uppercase characters. Yeah. Then that's like our main. Then add C, which is the description. So the description is the upper character to be used or to be checked. Not to be used. I think now I'm getting exhausted. Yeah, okay, give me some energy. Who hates Betty? Man, if you hate Betty, you have a problem. You should love Betty. Betty is a good person. Yeah, if I had a chance of caning Betty, I would cane it with no mercy. I'm just joking. That's what someone was thinking, not me. No, my brain is very sober. I'm very sober. Betty, please, I cannot beat you. You're my best friend. I know you're watching this video. So, I like you so much. I don't have any problem with you. You're my best friend. To prove that, you will see. Sindio hivyo Betty? Haya basi. So here we have our descriptions. Now what we need to create is now the function itself. The function is to determine is upper in the brackets is an integer type argument. What is inside is called an argument. So the argument is of integer type. So here now we need to create our variable, or we just write a function direct. Already we have, okay, so we have passed in our variable as an argument inside the program already, so we don't need to stress too much here. So we can just say, okay, so perform the function if C is greater or equal to A, capital A. If C is greater or equal to capital A, and C is and also C is less or equal to capital Z. So we're telling the program that if C is greater or equal to A, capital A, and as well as it is less or equal to Z. Understand? Then give us out the value. If this condition is fulfilled, return a 1. Otherwise, return 0. So, if C is greater or equal to capital A, and at the same time it is less or equal to capital Z, then give us a return of 1. Otherwise, or else, return a success. Finished. That's the code. If the value of the character is uppercase, give us a return value of 1. Otherwise, if that's not the case, return a 0. Complete the program. So this is the program that we're supposed to write for this, to check if the character